Welcome to the Daunting Inferno videocast featuring in-depth Pro Tools coverage with your host, Lou Picard. In this episode, the new Pro Tools double-click feature for adding tracks.
Hello, and welcome to episode 1 of the Daunting Inferno podcast. I am Lou Picard, and in this episode I will be walking you through an exciting new feature in Pro Tools for quickly adding tracks to a session. So here we have a session in Pro Tools with various source tracks from some initial tracking. Now, as I'm tracking, I often find myself needing to add another track, say to double a guitar part or to add a vocal harmony. Or maybe I just need to add a new effects return track. Whatever the case, this would require a trip to the new tracks dialog box. Selecting the desired track type and format is a multi-step process. With the new double-click shortcuts, adding a track can be done in a single step, using modifier keys in conjunction with double-clicking in the edit window, the mix window, or the track list. In this example, I'd like to add an audio track for an additional guitar part. To do this, I can simply hold Command or Control on Windows, whilst double-clicking in the blank area of the bottom of the edit window. Pro Tools will add an audio track to the end of the session. In this case, Pro Tools added a mono track. That's due to the fact that the last track I added to the session was mono. When you use the double-click shortcut to add an instrument track, Pro Tools always gives you a stereo track, regardless of the format of any previously added track. To add a new instrument track, hold Option or Alt on Windows whilst double-clicking. Now let's suppose I'm mixing a session and I decide I need a new aux input track to use as an effects return or a submix destination. To quickly add an aux input track, hold Control or Start on Windows whilst double-clicking in the mix window. Again, this shortcut works equally well in the edit window or the track list. At times, it might not be convenient to double-click in the blank part of the mix or edit windows, as this could require significant scrolling. As an alternative, you can use any of the double-click shortcuts in the track list. Let's say we need to add a master fader to our session. To do this, we'll hold the Shift key whilst we double-click in the track list. Once we've added the track, the mix window scrolls to display the newly added track at the right of the window. Okay, so to review, we have 4 new double-click shortcuts in Pro Tools for adding tracks to our session. Command double-click or Control double-click on Windows to add a new audio track. Option double-click or Alt double-click on Windows to add a new instrument track. Control double-click or Start double-click on Windows to add a new aux input track, and Shift double-click on either platform to add a new master fader. So I hope you found these new shortcuts exciting. Farewell for now, see you again for the next episode of the Daunting Inferno.